Hello, and thank you for, joining me today on the live interview with My Walk with MG. My name is Tasha, and today I have my MG sister here, Teesh, to sit and have a chat with us on today. So, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How was your week?
My week's been good. School ended, so I'm finally free. I'm
Trust me, I
free.
know how that goes because I just graduated. So, ooh, those long
Congratulations.
nights. Thank you.
mm
Those long nights are over, and ooh, just catching up on the sleep is really good.
I woke up and didn't know what day it was.
And you know what? That's actually how it goes too. So, this is our live interviews. We have the My Walk, Living with MG written segment on the page and on the website, but we wanted to let our MG community hear our voices. So
mm
I have a few questions for you, and then, like I said, let's just have a fun conversation, laughs, whatever we need to do. I just want everybody to actually get just hear our voices, um,
Okay.
along with reading our journey. So, can I get your name, where you
Yeah.
from, how old you are?
Yes. I'm Teesh Foster. I am from Orlando, Florida, but I go to school currently in Tulsa, Oklahoma at Oral Roberts University. And
Mhm.
I'm 23, going on 24 in like 2 months.
Okay, coming into the new
Yeah.
year popping, huh?
hmm
So, what you studying
So
in
yeah.
school?
I'm studying psychology. I want to be a mental health therapist. So although this is
Mhm.
my senior year, I have to go into grad school for 2 years. After that, I'm done. I'm
You know
over it.
what? That's really great, and I can't wait to see what you do. I know that you're
hmm
going to help a lot of people, and just to
Thank you.
see you pushing through in the middle of your MG journey, like I said, I am all for the positivity, and I love it.
Amen. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So
Thank
with
you.
oh, you're welcome. So with bringing awareness to myasthenia gravis, when were you diagnosed, and what led up to you what led up to you getting to that point where you had to get yourself looked at, checked out, and
Mm,
tell us about that event.
okay. Well, I got diagnosed when I was sick. I started feeling sick when I was 17, and I didn't
Mhm.
get diagnosed until just after my 18th birthday, which was the month of my high school graduation. So
Mm.
I was always heavy set as a child. Like my nickname was Bigger because I was bigger than everybody else. So I
Mhm.
was always heavy set. So I had just recently lost, I'd say, 150 pounds. So we were just thinking, man, maybe I just lost the weight too fast,
Mhm.
because I was feeling weak, I was feeling tired, and then some of my eyes, like the left side of my face, my father just believed I had a stroke because the left side of my face, like my eyes and cheeks were drooping. And then my
Mhm.
speech became more nasally, and then I couldn't really swallow food and things like that. And so I always had asthma and things. So we're just thinking, okay, maybe you have pneumonia again or something like that, or an allergic reaction, because we didn't really know what it was until I couldn't talk and swallow or dress myself. So my siblings were having to dress me, and then when I would walk around and stuff like that, I would be out of breath. Like, so we knew, okay, well, something's definitely, this is not asthma, this is not, stress from school because it's senior year, something's up. And so they took me to a free clinic because I wasn't insured yet.
Mhm.
So he was like, "Oh, I think you have multiple sclerosis," and I'm like, "Okay." And so so he was like, "Well, I want to see you to a specialist just to make sure." And as soon as I got to the specialist, they admitted me to the emergency room that day. She's like, "You need to go to the hospital. You need to go now." And so they put me on the IVIG bags were literally over the size of a gallon, and I was
Oh,
I was
wow.
on that for like 2 weeks. I was on it for 2 weeks, and my neurologist in Florida looked at me. She said, "You're lucky." She said,
Really?
"You're lucky." Because I was in such a crisis for so long, they didn't know, and it took like 2 weeks to be diagnosed. So she's like,
Wow.
"You're lucky." So that's how we found out.
And it's interesting that you say that you said your dad thought you was having a stroke because of the droopiness in your
hmm
face. I went through
hmm
that too when I was experiencing my first crisis in 2015. I actually had no idea what was going on with me, and I've had MG since I was 6. So when that happened, I had to yell at the ER doctor because he was trying to give me some
hmm
medicine, I guess for to treat how strokes are,
Uh-huh.
in a patient. And I was yelling at him. My speech was fine. I was like, no, don't give me that. This is what I have. So when you said stroke, I definitely can relate to that because I
hmm
had the droopiness on one side of my face.
hmm And it
Yeah,
was
I
on the
can just
left side,
imagine.
so.
Mine was
hmm
too.
Like, it's a
So,
logical assumption, but we know that's not what it was.
right. And with MG, that and MS, the symptoms are so identical. Is I can see why so
hmm
many people have been misdiagnosed or
hmm
trying to get a diagnosis is taking so long to do.
hmm
So, who or what has helped you the most coping with your diagnosis?
mm I would say because I was still determined to go to college, so I went straight into college and I wasn't fully recovered.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, how some of my then friends reacted to me was discouraging, but seeing that some of my friends and even their families took an interest and made accommodations, and seeing that people were willing to adjust to me for my health needs uh, led me to not be so ashamed or feeling so vulnerable about it. So just having true support and not just acknowledgement that I have something, but actually support that in actual help has been a big relief and a new perspective on MG personally for me, that um, it's not the end all be all like you feel when you're going through it so alone.
That's fantastic because that support is an area in our MG community that so many of us wanted to improve, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's hard for our loved ones, friends, family to see us going through something, and it's I don't think that they don't um, have sympathy for us. It's just really hard for them to see us go through that, so they have to figure
Mm-hmm.
out, okay, so how can I assist my friend, assist my sister, my aunt, my cousin, my daughter, and it's they're kind of like they're stuck. But to see and to hear that you have that support system
Mm-hmm.
and they actually learn or and continue to learn, and they learn with you because
Mm-hmm.
you didn't know anything about it, I'm sure, so you all are learning
Mm-hmm.
together. I think that's one
Mm-hmm.
thing that we all need because I
Yeah.
can't even imagine, like, when you got the diagnosis, how did you feel about it?
um I didn't, honestly, just because no one really had answers for 2 weeks. I thought I was on my way out, um
Really?
so just because it took them a while to get treatment, and it was just so much going on. Nothing looked certain. Um, and they didn't even like look confident coming in the room until after 2 weeks. And after I've been in the hospital 2 weeks is when the doctors actually looked like confident to talk to me and stuff. Because they would just, it was kind of like they was preparing me to meet my end. They was just like kind of trying to keep me calm, trying to just keep, they would use ambiguous language, but I'm like, I'm an intelligent woman. I know you trying to say something. And my dad would panic and leave the room. And I'm like, I guess it was because so many possibilities as to what could have been happening. So I guess they were trying to come to a conclusion as to whether or not it was MG. So I guess it was just what my dad and father was hearing was kind of creating that emotional thing. So I felt really, I felt really confused for the most part. But when they said MG, I was kind of not relieved, but not concerned, because one, I didn't know what it was, but two, we finally had a name. So it was more so, okay, we can take a step now and actually see what we can do, what's going on, what we can do to help ourselves. So it was more so a call to action experience for me, because I was like, I spent 2 weeks being confused and scared. So it's like, okay, we have a name, let's do something. So.
Wow. I think that waiting game is so horrible. And like, who really wants to sit and wait and to get some sort of result? So did you feel confident in the doctors when they finally pinpointed it being myasthenia gravis, the care
Yeah.
that you started getting? Did you feel confident in that?
Yes, I felt confident because it seemed like the regular physicians, I don't know, maybe because they weren't specialists, it kind of felt like they weren't treating me with immediacy. And the neurologist, she came in, she started calling shots. She's like, you're not going to improperly discharge her. You're not going to administer anything without my say so. So someone coming in with authority and knowledge, I felt confident in her. I still call her doctor's office and get checkups and stuff, even though I'm here in Tulsa, because I trust her care, because she didn't just give up when they couldn't find anything the first week or so. It's like, oh, let's keep digging. Let's make sure we find out what's wrong with her and help her to the best of our ability. So yes, I do trust her. Yeah.
That's good. I think, it is so many of us that we have come into contact with medical professionals that have been amazing, and some that have probably made you want to just start throwing stuff.
Yeah.
Because, child, I could tell you a story, but um, but yeah, it's having that confidence in our medical professionals, our doctors, is pretty much one of the biggest things that'll help us get through this and help us live. So to the doctor that said, no, I got this to help you, I thank her, because it could have went differently. But I'm glad that she was able to come in and, get you on point and all of that. So what treatments are you doing now, if you're on any treatments?
Right now I'm doing IVIG, a significantly smaller bag. Every 3 weeks, I'm on 2 slow release mestinon or pyridostigmine. I'm on 2 slow release caplets, one in the morning, one at night. And I'm still on 30 milligrams of prednisone and azathioprine, about 150 of that. And just in like regular vitamins and stuff like vitamin D, calcium.
Okay. Then now, does the IVIG, do you have any side effects from that? Because I see a lot of people have them, and one big one is the migraine.
Yes, I would get migraines a lot, but honestly, I go right after class, so right when I've just eaten and I've just taken a Tylenol, and I really hydrate the day before. And I know some people do that and it still doesn't help, but for me, that's made a big difference in staying hydrated and making sure I've eaten something, and making sure I take like a Tylenol or something. I have had no migraines. There are some rare moments where I feel like lethargic after the infusion for a day or two, but other than that, that's it.
Okay, that's good. I tried IVIG a few times, but
Mhm.
the migraine was oh my goodness, it was so bad that I like
Mhm.
literally in the middle of a treatment, I had to tell the nurses, I said, please stop. Because it's every time I think mine went up, I think every 30 to 45 minutes, and each time I stepped
Mhm.
up, it's like the migraine got so much more
More
intense. I
intense.
literally cried. I said, you know what? I can't do this. Can you all please stop? And she said, well, we have a few hours, left to go. I said, I can't do it. It like
Mhm.
made me sick. So I
Mm.
see some people say that they don't have the migraines, and then I see
Mhm.
so many others that say that they do. So knowing
Mhm.
that the regimen that you have to help you minimize those is good, and hopefully that's a tip that someone else can use as well, to
Mhm.
bypass those migraines, because they are
Mhm.
very, very
The vicious, yes.
bad. I mean, completely ridiculous.
Mhm.
So are you in remission right now?
Yes, I would say medically induced remission for the past year, since I've been regularly taking the IVIG. I haven't had
Mhm.
any flare-ups. I haven't had to go to the hospital. And my MG has been so uncontrolled since my diagnosis. I would literally be in the hospital every other week for a week or 2 weeks even.
Mhm.
These past 6 years, I've been in and out of the hospital. So it's been nice having a year of like not going to the hospital at all.
It, trust me, I get it. I absolutely get it. So, one thing that I want to to know is what
Mhm.
encourages you to keep going.
Mm, I will say I am a woman of faith. That's how my parents raised me. Um, but I think my junior year, it
Mm-hmm.
just kind of hit me that for just during that season of my life, I'm like, well, God, well, trusting you just don't feel like enough right now, because I'm sitting here in church screaming you're a healer and you're wonderful and awesome, but yet these past 5 years I've been begging for healing. So my heart was discouraged. I was very just in this dry season, and so he just brought me back to remembrance of everything changed for me, especially at such high times of my life. Like I was about to graduate high school, then got the diagnosis, and I was starting college, and the weight gain and the onset of MG. So it's just like at the times I felt like I was supposed to be my happiest. I
Mm-hmm.
felt like MG just came and like kind of destroyed those moments for me. And so I had to kind of change my perspective on it. And what I realized is that, um, yes, my body has been affected by MG, but so has my personality in the best way. I've become a lot more understanding. I've become a lot more patient, and not saying I was an unkind person, but just a genuine desire to be kind has grown in me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and just a lot more knowledgeable and patient, like just um, stuff you don't see in people my age, because everybody's just ready to go hither and thither. But because I've had to be sat down, I no longer feel like I'm missing out on life. And I feel like I have a lot of a handle on things, because I can sit there and think things through, because you have to get creative with MG when you're too weak to wipe your booty. You got to get creative with things. So
That's true.
I've learned that. So I've learned uh, that it has affected my personality, and that has affected how I treat people and how they respond to me. And that's the benefit that I'll need to be a counselor. So um, I guess in ways God couldn't teach me things about myself and how to unlearn certain habits. Um, it wouldn't have happened without MG. So.
That is so awesome, girl. I cannot wait until you tell me you done graduated, started your business, and everything in between.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited for you, and to hear that
I
that's
appreciate it.
so uplifting. No, I appreciate you because that's what we need in our MG community. That push, that positivity. That's one of the things that's going to get us through this. And I'm not diminishing,
Hmm.
the bad days, the
Yeah.
times where we had to, when we have to literally lock ourselves in the bathroom and cry. Have those
Yeah.
days, because those days are going to build you up and bring you to look at where you are now. We
Hmm.
we still have life to live. The only thing is we take a few more naps than usual. And everybody that
Hmm.
knows me knows I love my naps. But
Mm.
when we get up from those naps, we still just go and live, if the small things,
Hmm.
some of us can't, do a lot of walking and that's
Hmm.
walking around the house. Okay, so you get to one room,
Yeah.
you get to the next, and you haven't slowed, you didn't have to take a deep breath to do it. That's an accomplishment to me,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
oh, I just love that. So, one word
Amen.
that
Yes, ma'am.
you can give to the MG community, to one positive word, what would you say?
Mm.
And take a minute to think
I
about
would
it.
say, yeah. Okay. Okay. Um, I would say this. Um, Despite the limitations that we think we do have, because it is real, um, despite those limitations and things that have changed for us, and probably things a lot of us miss doing,
Mm-hmm.
um, not I'm not just going to say be patient with yourself, but also realize that um, you are a lot stronger than what you may even realize, that people don't look at you, even if they don't understand. I noticed with me personally, I felt like people would look at me and would see this weak version, but sometimes people are just in awe at your strength. It takes a
Yes.
lot of mental strength to, with me, a lot of things that embarrassed me was like wetting myself. And sometimes I would wet myself in front of my friends. And then it took a lot of mental strength to come back out the next day to go to class and act like nothing happened. So, although those are embarrassing moments, it takes a lot of strength and it encourages a lot of people like, wow, she can't do this or she has trouble with that. And she's still going to class, or they're still going grocery shopping, or they're still keeping up their house, or she's still watching her kids. So the fact that you're still doing it despite everything that's going on says a lot about you, even if you don't realize it.
I couldn't agree with you more. I just, girl, I'm so glad that you did this. I
I'm glad
am.
to.
That's amazing. So, gearing off of this a little bit, what you been up to?
Right now, I'm at my best friend's house. This is her little sister's room, you see, with all this stuff. I don't know what half this stuff is, but it's colorful. Um,
I can
so
see
we
because I see
spending
that table in
Thanksgiving.
the background.
It's cute. I don't know what it is, but it's cute.
It is.
We're spending we're spending Thanksgiving here, and then I'm flying back home to Orlando Tuesday. So
Okay.
I'm spending Christmas with my biological family, but this is my family too. So
Oh, that's what's up. I really wish I could have taken a trip somewhere. COVID is not being nice right now, but I will get
hmm.
in the car and drive somewhere.
Oh yeah,
My
gotta get out
yeah,
and do something sometime.
my son, he tired of being in the house and I am too, so I'm gonna try to figure something out. Girl, look, he's like, Mama, when we leaving? I'm like, we gonna do something soon. But
Hmm.
so do you have any blogs or anything that you do to advocate for MG, or any hobbies or businesses that you have?
I did have a page, but it got removed because I had to create a new Facebook. But I
Mhm.
have been working on a blog that's not attached to any social media. So that way, in
Okay.
case something happens with that, I still keep my blog. Lesson learned, lesson learned.
Right.
So I'm going to keep working on that. Honestly, what I do with MG with my friends is to celebrate my first year, like hospital free, we're going to get matching shirts. Oh, theirs is going to say like "Someone I love needs secure," things like that, the MG quotes. And then I want to this summer is go around this park by my school that's about maybe a 2 mile walk, and
Mhm.
every mile or every quarter of a mile there's like this little station with facts about MG and things like that. And the people who compete in it, like, they're just walking because it's not a race, and the more
Mhm.
that they, by the time they finish it, they're going to be educated with MG. And I'm going to invest money so I can have t-shirts and stuff for, it's probably going to be my college friends, but hey, if I'm not going to speak there because maybe people might come and be interested, but that's like the
Mhm.
biggest thing I'm planning as in to advocate MG. But mostly it's just me and my friends learning stuff about, so I can be more independent in things with MG. So that way they don't mind helping me. I just mind being helped. So we're trying to come to a middle ground.
Trust me, I
Hmm.
understand. But yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
idea. Is there any way that we can get your information, if you made it public yet, or when
Hmm.
I post this, we can post that information
Well,
with it as well?
it's, yeah, it's not set up yet. I mean, they can add me on my Facebook or my social media, but
Hmm.
the remission walk isn't set up yet. But as soon as
Okay.
it is, I can email it to you or send it to you.
Okay, yeah, and anything that My Walk with MG can do to help you, absolutely reach out, and we will do whatever we can to help you get this out, and posting all around, and I could pop up down there too and walk with you,
All right.
and go from
Yes,
there.
ma'am.
But oh yeah, I can't. Like I said, as soon as COVID dies down, I just need everybody to keep the mask on and not
Mhm.
be in big gatherings. We
Mhm.
actually intend on um, traveling and meeting other MG
Mhm.
warriors. So, like I said, don't be
Mhm.
surprised. I will get in the car and I will drive if I have to. Don't be surprised. You will see this face and you be like, "There go my MG sister right there."
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please keep us posted with all of that. I any milestone, big or small, we absolutely we have to celebrate.
Mhm.
So
I'm looking forward to
I
it.
absolutely I am so glad that we did this. You're the very first interview, and I can't wait to post it. I'm also send you the link as well. Um, but thank you so much for this. You are absolutely inspiring, and that's what the
Thank you
MG
for having me.
community, just everybody needs. So, so thank
Thank
you
you for
once
having me.
again. Oh, it is my
Yes.
pleasure. And if you ever want to do this again, let me know. Um, I will set a time aside for you. Let's go and get it done.
Yes, ma'am. And I just want to say I appreciate you because I always hear your Walk with MG posts, and you just come out very welcoming and warm and wise, and that's what you need when you're going through something like this. So I just thank you for being like that
Absolutely.
pinnacle and that presence.
Thank you so much. I've had this so long, and I had to
Mm,
learn it myself. I was 6 and I'm 34 now. But and I
mm,
continue to learn um little things here and there. But I love,
Mhm.
when I say I absolutely adore this, I do. I just,
Mhm.
I don't know what took me so long to get into it, but I'm glad that I did. But the, little things that I did coming up and things that I could remember, I was like, well, maybe these little tips can, help somebody else. I'll post this here, post this there, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. So
Mhm.
just, sometimes we all just need somebody to talk to. And
Yeah.
we're here. I'm here. If it's more so people that we actually relate to. So
Mhm.
I know what you're going through. I've been in the hospital before. I've had that moment where
Mhm.
the long treatments, the short treatments, stuff that worked, stuff that
Mhm.
didn't work, so I get it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Mhm.
so thank you once again. And I
Yes.
like I said, any information that you want me to post with this, let me know. And I
Okay.
believe we are we are done. Thank
All
you.
right. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
No problem.